The United States economy is in a recession, and most people think this is the first recession since the global financial crisis back in 2007 to 2009. The banks had gotten overlevered. They were handing out cash and mortgages to anyone who showed up to their door, and it brought the financial system to their knees. And yes, we find ourselves in a recession again today, but there's actually one recession that happened between the global financial crisis and today. Back in 2020, when COVID-19 struck and the government ordered citizens to sit at home in their houses, all of a sudden, financial markets fell off a cliff, consumer spending dried up, unemployment skyrocketed, and we reached a recession. 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Now we find ourselves 2.5 years later, back in a recession. Yes, in between, asset prices had exploded upwards and there had been a drastic recovery. Some would even argue a historic recovery to the 2020 recession. But why is it that now, in 2.5 years, we've had 2 separate recessions? It's because central bankers and politicians continue to intervene in markets with undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy. Austrian economics understand the more market intervention, the more market volatility you get. You get higher highs, but you get lower lows. And the constant recession every couple of years isn't going to go away until people stop intervening in the market. The manipulation of interest rates and the constant pursuit of quantitative easing, quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, quantitative tightening. It's this big cycle after cycle after cycle, kicking the can down the road on our problems. And it simply leads to market manipulation, which leads to drastic boom and bust cycles. Ultimately, we have to stop the market intervention, or else we risk recessions becoming the new normal. High inflation plus a recession. We are living in a period of historic stagflation. This is not an environment where the bottom 50% of Americans are going to be able to survive for a long period of time. Instead, what we have to allow is for the free market to do its job. The free market is smarter than economists. The free market is smarter than market forecasters, and the free market is smarter than politicians. The free market allows for the clearing out of bad businesses. It allows for the reallocation of capital to good businesses with good ideas and good management. And it ultimately renders things like undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy much less useful than they previously were. We as an economy are in deep trouble right now. We have both high inflation and a worsening recession. There are plenty of people gaslighting us, telling us that this is not a problem. Don't worry, it's transitory. Well, ultimately, we can try to mitigate the short-term pain, but we're going to have to, at some point, pay for our sins and allow the free market to make a return. If we don't, we will just continue to see bigger asset bubbles and bigger recessions, and they'll happen on a more frequent basis. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a world where every couple of years, I have to worry about losing everything.
Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.